going to call this Excise regular meeting to order. Today is Monday, July 7th, 2025. It is 9:30 a.m. and we have a full house. Mr. Brett Town.
Present.
Ms. Teresa Sellers.
Present.
And I'm Eleanor Thompson. Notice of this meeting was properly posted on July the 3rd. Okay, we have 10 items on the agenda, and I will say first that Title 68 Oklahoma statutes, beginning at Section 3004 and the ensuing sections, requires us to meet today because the Excise Board functions on the same fiscal year as the county does, which is July 1. So we're obliged to meet on the first Monday of July for the fiscal year. And sections 3006 and 3014 call for us to have training, each individual member, and calls for us today to elect a chair and a vice chair. The first item on our agenda are the discussion and possible action regarding the minutes of our meeting of June 30th, 2025.
If there's no objections, I move approval of item number 1.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Second item, discussion and possible action regarding the election of a chair and a vice chair for the fiscal year 2025-2026.
I move to nominate Eleanor Thompson as the chairman.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And I move to nominate, if I can,
Go right ahead.
and nominate vice chair. We're going to remain the officers the same as they were, Mr. Brett Town.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, item 2, the discussion and possible action regarding the date and time of our regular meeting. So we're going to meet as requested as items come up for us to approve. All right, and we will meet at 9:30 whenever, and meetings are properly posted 48 hours ahead of time. Okay?
Okay.
All right.
Move to approve item number 3.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, item 4, discussion and possible action regarding resolution 2025-0963. This is the cash fund appropriations for the employee benefits. That's designated as 4010 in the amount not to exceed $3,500,000 to appropriate funds for the employee benefits supplemental 991 contingent upon a check being deposited. The Oklahoma County Budget Board approved this matter July 1, 2025. It's requested by John Wilkerson, Benefits and Retirement Director.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Oh, well, there's no discussion. I move to approve item.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Item 5, discussion and possible action regarding resolution 2025-2664. This is to receive for filing Metro Tech BT number 22 school budget and their financing plan for this fiscal year that has already begun, 2025-26. The total budget of appropriated funds in the amount of that is $96,361,903. This includes $54,265,109 for their general fund, $25,593,561 for their building fund, $264,016 for the bond fund, $13,875,094 for the sinking fund, and finally, $2,364,123 for the financial aid fund. This item is requested by the County Finance Department, Office of the County Clerk. This is Metro Tech.
Move to approve item number 5.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Item 6, discussion and possible action regarding resolution 2025-2729. We're receiving for filing the municipal budget for the city of the Village for the fiscal year we're in, 2025-26, their general fund, budget in the amount of $21,340,000 even of revenue and $16,662,950 of expenditures with an unappropriated operating revenue reserve of $2,964,050. This item is requested by the County Finance Department, Office of the County Clerk.
If there's no questions, I move to approve for filing the municipal budget of the city of Village for 25-26.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Item 7, discussion and possible action regarding Resolution 2025-2691, the temporary appropriations for Partner Leadership Academy District 55-J-055, the fiscal year 2025-26 as follows. Their general fund, $1,342,960. This item is requested by the County Finance Department, Office of the County Clerk.
I would like to make a comment on this one.
Sure.
I'm a little concerned that about a third of their budget is a one-time or a yearly grant from the Walton Foundation that could or could not occur each year. So I think that's something that they need to be cognizant of, and we need to be cognizant of as well. But regardless, I move to approve item number 7.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And we can call them in and ask them to sit and identify, because one of the things in our, as I read the statute, we have to be sure that these are sound figures and that they obviously can operate. So if you have a question, if they come back again, we'll call them in. Item 8, discussion and possible action regarding Resolution 2025-2614, the temporary appropriations for the Metropolitan Library Commission, Oklahoma County, for fiscal year 2025-26 in the amount of $102,197,928. This estimate of needs is to be financed by a 5.2 mil county library tax levy, anticipated surplus fund carryover from fiscal year 2024-25, and projected miscellaneous revenue to be collected during the fiscal year 25-26. This item is requested by the County Finance Department, Office of the County Clerk.
I would say I wish our jail was funded as well as our library, but I move to approve item number 8.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Yay for the library. Item 9, discussion and possible action regarding Resolution 2025-2711, the request for approval of state and/or federal funds for KIPP Reach College Preparatory School, District Number 0012, for fiscal year 2024-25. The general fund in the amount of $655,000. This item is requested by the County Finance Department, Office of the County Clerk. They've changed their name, and for the 25-26 budget, we approved that. This is a retroactive under their old name. Request for approval.
It's 24-25.
Yeah, they received money, I guess, late, and they're filing late to have us approve. That's what this is. And if need be, at some point, we'll call them and ask why they're late.
No, it doesn't happen very often, but I feel like in this case we'll give them the benefit of the doubt. I move to approve item number 9 as presented.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Last item on the agenda, discussion and possible action regarding Resolution 2025-2728, the Francis Tuttle Votek District Number 21, their budget for this fiscal year 2025-26 in a total amount of $136,035,302. This includes $75,830,114 for their general fund and $58,008,600 for the special revenue building fund, and $1,217,080 for their insurance loss fund, and $979,508 for the deferred benefit fund. Francis Tuttle Votek 21 is on the Budget Act and an estimate of needs for the fiscal year 25-26 will be received at a later date to approve their mill levy rates. This item is requested by the County Finance Department. So County Clerk Brett explained.
Well, I've gone through this. There's nothing that's unusual. They did have some late insurance losses
That's
this spring, and so
tornadoes.
I think it was wind and hail,
Okay.
and so they are having to include that in their budget. They haven't been able to expend it all yet. So this budget is large, but it really there's nothing out of the ordinary in my mind.
I do have a question, not specific to this line item, but I did notice that last year, we, in addition to approving the budgets, they were also stating the levy rates, the mills, all of that. And I'm not seeing any of that this year. Do we know why that's changed?
On
Everything.
on every,
Not this one in particular, but on everything.
well, I think we haven't got the rest of the needs, which is more towards like the October, November timeframe. That'll list the mill levies.
That's when those will start showing up.
They're on the budget board, which it's a little bit different than like an Edmond school who's not on the budget, sorry, not budget board, but budget act. Anything they do right now is just an estimate until we receive the certified amount of the millage of the property valuations.
Okay, because I know like the Oklahoma County, the libraries had a 5.2 levy,
Yeah.
general levy, right?
Yeah.
And that was done on June 4th of last year, so I'm just surprised that we're not seeing those.
And it's all just an
But you're
estimate.
right, most of them don't show up until September, October timeframe, so.
Yeah, it's all an estimate until the amounts are certified in the county.
That makes sense.
Move approval of item number 10.
I'll second.
All in favor? You got anything further for us?
Okay.
Is everybody in? Because we were a little concerned that we just got the village after July 1, and somebody else, a couple of them after July. Is everybody in now?
I think for the most part, yes.
Okay.
But I'll do some double check.
Okay. Okay. So we don't know at this moment our next meeting, right?
For excise?
Yes.
No, next Monday. No, tax rolls next
Tax
Monday.
roll. Tax roll and the business person.
Yes.
Okay. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Move to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.